Hi everyone, welcome back to the DBMS revision series. आज हम DBMS का एक बहुत important topic समझेंगे जो आपके exams और आने वाले technical interviews दोनों के लिए absolute gold है. We're tackling Unit 4 today, Recovery Techniques. So, grab your notebooks, let's dive into this with full energy and get you completely exam ready.
Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with some real-life crash scenarios, understand the types of system failures, break down the actual recovery process, look at it from an exam point of view to grab those full marks, and wrap up with a quick revision summary. Let's get right into it.
All right, moving to our first section, let's talk about real-life crash scenarios.
You know, database management systems aren't just dry theory limited to your textbooks. They are running constantly in the background of our daily lives. Just imagine a really relatable and honestly super stressful situation. You're at a cafe with your friends. You need to pay the bill. You initiate a Google Pay or an ATM transaction. The screen is loading, and boom, the app just crashes. Your phone shows money deducted, but your friend, the receiver, got absolutely nothing. You're panicking, right? Like, where exactly did your money go? It doesn't just vanish into thin air. Well, this is exactly where our hero, the DBMS Recovery Manager, steps into the scene. Handling this kind of chaos, that is literally the biggest power of a DBMS. Now for Section 2. We need to understand the technical reasons behind this mess. Let's look at the types of system failures.
So, why do these failures happen? Why does a system just suddenly crash? Well, the villains of our story fall into two main categories. Pehla hai system crash. This happens when your physical hardware fails. Maybe there's a sudden power cut or your actual operating system just crashes completely. Dusra hai transaction failure. Now this one is a bit more logical. Just imagine the IRCTC railway reservation system or Amazon during the big Billion Days sale. When thousands of concurrent users are trying to book the exact same seat or buy the exact same item at the very same time, it causes chaos. Bad inputs or a system deadlock can trigger a transaction failure. But in both of these cases, the end result is the same. Your transaction is left completely incomplete.
So, the absolutely crucial question is, how does the system bounce back from this? Ise dhyan se sunna, because this is your exact exam definition. Database recovery is the reliable process of restoring a database to a correct, consistent state after a system failure. Asan bhasha mein. Simply put, the DBMS Recovery Manager is the unseen hero. It ensures that after a major failure, everything goes back to a perfectly normal condition. It guarantees that no data gets corrupted, and most importantly, you don't suffer any loss.
Let's move to Section 3. We are going to trace the exact journey of the recovery process.
यहाँ इस chronological journey को देखो. What exactly happens in the back end when a crash occurs? Step 1, you start your ATM transaction. Step 2, the system deducts your account balance. But then, Step 3, system crash. The transaction just stops midway. No cash is dispensed. Now normally, this would be a huge financial loss for the user, right? But look at Step 4. The DBMS Recovery Manager immediately steps in और उन सारे अधूरे changes को roll back कर देता है. Roll back basically means to rewind. It undoes the mistake. So, your deducted money gets safely credited right back into your account.
And this completely illustrates the absolute magic of recovery. Look at the before recovery state on the left. The database is in an inconsistent state. The money was deducted, but it never reached the receiver. It's a total mess. Now look at the after recovery state on the right. The database is back to a consistent state. This entire logic is built on one golden rule of databases, which we call atomicity. Atomicity simply means all or nothing. या तो transaction 100% successfully complete होगा या फिर बिल्कुल नहीं होगा. There is no middle ground. बीच का कोई रास्ता ही नहीं है.
Alright, jumping to Section 4. Let's switch gears and look at this strictly from an exam point of view so you can score those top marks.
Okay, students, full attention here. The examiner's logic for checking papers is actually very simple. They are literally just scanning for keywords. So, if you include this exact line in your answers, the Recovery Manager guarantees atomicity and consistency by ensuring no incomplete transaction corrupts the database. Man, I guarantee you, aapke marks pakke hain. Writing this shows the examiner ki aapne sirf rota nahi mara hai, you actually understand the real-world engineering application. So feel incredibly confident about writing down these core principles.
Now, if this comes up as a long answer question, please draw this exact table. It maps the logic out perfectly. We have failure type on one side and recovery action on the other. Agar transaction failure hua hai due to some logical error, your recovery action will strictly be a rollback, which we also call an undo.
But अगर पूरा का पूरा system crash हुआ है, the action is restart recovery. The system boots back up, it reads the log files, and from there, it decides whether it needs to redo changes or undo them. I'm telling you, examiners absolutely love seeing this kind of structured, tabular information.
Almost done. Let's hit Section 5 for a rapid-fire quick revision summary.
Put these 4 points into your mental checklist right now to permanently lock these concepts into your brain before your exams. Number 1, crashes happen. Whether it's a hardware failure or heavy concurrency, you just can't avoid them. Number 2, a race may, the recovery manager steps in to save the day and restore database consistency. Number 3, our basic principle, the ultimate golden rule, is atomicity, that all or nothing rule. And number 4, rollback is the specific action used to safely discard any of those incomplete transactions. Very logical and very straightforward.
So the very next time a transaction stops midway और आपके पैसे वापस आ जाएं, DBMS को मन में एक छोटा सा थैंक यू जरूर बोलना. But wait, here is a crazy thought for you to chew on. What happens if the recovery manager itself crashes while trying to recover the system? Just think about that. Anyway, you are now completely prepared for your Unit 4 questions on recovery techniques. Best of luck for your exams. I know you all are gonna rock it. अगर ये explainer helpful लगा हो, तो like, share and subscribe जरूर करना. Keep revising, keep growing, and I'll see you in the next explainer.